CD2 Special Election Candidate Debate hosted by Trunk and Western Representation 3-day, 3-city event. Thursday, June 23rd at 6:30 p.m. at the Pahrump Nugget, airing live on KPVM 46.1, moderated by Karen Jackson of K9 Radio. Friday, June 24th at 7 p.m. at the Elko Senior Center, and Saturday, June 25th at 6:30 p.m. at the John Oscowaga Nugget, Sparks, Nevada. Submit your questions for candidates today. More information online at trunkonline.com. Paid for by Trunk and Western Representation.
News 46 is brought to you by Southwest Medical Associates. Look for news about their latest healthcare center opening soon in your neighborhood. Southwest Medical Associates. Now that's powerful medicine. News 46 is also brought to you by Red Apple Fireworks. You've never seen anything like it. Nevada's elite fireworks shopping experience. Red Apple Fireworks.
Tonight on News 46, 5 suspects are arrested in a kidnapping conspiracy plot.
A local race car driver's life is lost in a fatal car crash near Reno.
2 attempted robbery suspects are identified. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Rick Vale and Rhonda Van Winkle. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell and news across Nevada with Janet Eric. News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Good evening, Pahrump. It is Wednesday, June 22nd, 2011. I'm Rhonda Van Winkle.
And I'm Janet Eric in for Rick. Now, topping our news tonight, an alleged plot to kidnap and possibly kill a man has been foiled. Nye County Sheriff's Department deputies arrested 5 people who the victim says were plotting to kill him.
Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and detectives were dispatched to the area of Fritz and Barney for a report of a male at a residence stating someone inside was trying to kill him. The victim stated for several hours all suspects conspired to hold him against his will inside the residence with several weapons. All suspects were located in the main residence and outside a trailer located on the property. The victim stated that April Holmes, age 32, threatened to use a machete on him and chased him around the house, not allowing him to leave for several hours. The victim further stated that Robin Quadlin, age 46, was holding a shotgun and standing outside the residence at a door and would not allow him to leave. Suspects Jeffrey Raskin, age 33, and Steve Salovey, age 65, also in the home, held the victim inside till he finally escaped to a neighbor's house where the Nye County Sheriff's Office was contacted. The victim stated that he heard all of the suspects talking about how they were going to kill him by using a machete, gasoline, a car battery with cables to burn him, chop him into pieces, then bury his body in an unknown location. Deputies and detectives began questioning the suspects and were unable to get any of them to cooperate with the investigation. Quadlin, who was residing in the trailer on the property, would not grant access to his trailer. After being detained, Quadlin stated that there was an unidentified individual staying in his trailer who may have warrants. Deputies and detectives obtained a warrant for the residence. After the warrant was granted, deputies challenged the residence, and after a few short minutes, the man exited. The individual gave a false name several times and was later identified as 30-year-old Dallas Snoke. Deputies and detectives made entry into the residence and found weapons that include a shotgun and a machete. Deputies also found drug paraphernalia and receipts used to list who and how much money was owed for drugs. Due to all of the evidence collected and interviews, the suspects were placed under arrest for the following charges, which include kidnapping with a weapon, conspiracy to commit a crime, and possession of drug paraphernalia, including other charges. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
And 3 people have been arrested for allegedly attempting to fill false prescriptions, possession of drugs, and various other charges.
According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office press release, on Sunday, deputies responded to Smith's Food King regarding a fake prescription being dropped off. The pharmacy notified the Nye County Sheriff's Office. Deputies awaited the return of the suspect to pick up the medication. Elizabeth Campbell, age 35, Gabriel Andrew, 43 years old, and Candace Brewer, age 29, all from Las Vegas, arrived back at the pharmacy. Deputies conducted an investigation and obtained consent to search their vehicle and person and discovered the suspects to be in possession of various narcotics and other fake prescriptions, hypodermic devices, and methamphetamine. The parties admitted to being under the influence of controlled substances. All three suspects were placed under arrest for various narcotics sales and use. Their vehicle was impounded and approximately $2,000 in cash was seized in relation to their criminal activity. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
And coming up after the break, a Nye County sheriff from the early 1900s is honored.
And is it a problem? Water levels in the new duck pond. We'll have this and more right after the break. Please keep it here. Welcome back to News 46. 23-year-old Jonathan Burch passed away yesterday morning as a result of a tragic motor vehicle accident.
Jonathan was a driver of the number 78 modified mini stock at Pahrump Valley Speedway. His father, John Burch, is also a race car driver. He won first place in his division last season at Pahrump Valley Speedway. He graduated Pahrump Valley High School and leaves behind his mother, father, siblings, and many friends and family. He was apparently visiting his uncle for the summer in Idaho. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating the accident, which happened near Reno, Nevada. What is speculation at this time appears to have been a tire blowout that may have possibly caused him to lose control of his vehicle and overturn. His funeral services will be held this Sunday night, beginning at 7:30 p.m. at Pahrump Valley Speedway. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Two suspects who allegedly attempted to rob the one-stop discount store on Pahrump Valley Boulevard Monday night have been identified.
They are as follows: 19-year-old James Elias Strickland, who is being held on $16,000 bail, and 19-year-old Alex Ramon Meza, who is being held on $15,000 bail.
The charges are conspiracy to commit a crime, attempted petty larceny, and minor consuming alcohol.
Okay, now yesterday during the Nye County Commissioners meeting, Sheriff Tony DeMeo recognized a former Nye County sheriff from way back. And here's our sheriff with that story.
On April 7th, 1906, Sheriff Thomas Logan was shot and killed in a Jewel Saloon in Manhattan. And I'm going to read from the officer's memorial page what had happened. Sheriff Logan was shot and killed while coming to the aid of a saloon matron in Manhattan, Nevada. The matron was being harassed by a drunk gambler inside. As Sheriff Logan attempted to remove the man from the saloon, the man suddenly pulled out a gun and shot him 5 times. Although mortally wounded, he was able to subdue the suspect until a deputy arrived at the scene. The suspect in his murder was later acquitted. The sheriff was serving his 3rd term as sheriff and had served the agency for 8 years and was survived by his wife and 8 children. And what happened is, as you're well aware, the family for Sheriff Logan was commemorating his 150th birthday. And they asked me to be a part of that. And after reviewing the records, and there's other records I have besides this, what I did, I gave them of course, the etching and the photo from the memorial wall from Washington, D.C. I gave them the patches and a letter of commendation for Sheriff Logan, where at that time he was awarded the Purple Heart and then Valor for subduing the suspect. And he actually prevented the suspect from being actually taken away from the scene, and he was concerned that the suspect was going to be either brutally beaten or killed by the people at the tavern. And even though he knew he was mortally wounded, died from blood loss, he was still able to do his job quite heroically. A deputy arrived on scene and then took the suspect into custody.
A deputy arrived on scene by horseback.
Yes, as well, where I don't know how many people visit Manhattan, but Manhattan was a very lively town in those times. And the first deputy we actually lost was in Norfolk Canyon in 1867, I believe. And Sheriff Logan was the second of 2 sheriffs that we lost in service to Nye County. So I appreciate the opportunity that this family gave me, and they're very appreciative. In fact, they actually gave them closure. Because they were saying that they thought that he wasn't going to be fully recognized for what he had done, and unfortunately the trial overshadowed the efforts I appreciate the opportunity, and the family was very grateful for and just let me say this, they were very grateful for the hospitality that Tonopah showed them during the time of visit. We gave them a tour of the old jail where the suspect at that time was kept, and they were able to get visit the people there, and they're coming back actually. They have decided to come back and make this pretty much a yearly or every 5-year anniversary. But they were very thankful for the hospitality and the warmth that the citizens of Tonopah and Nye County showed them for that.
There are so many great stories about Pahrump's past.
I know. There's a lot of history here, even though we're a young town.
I know. I'm going to have to ask Sheriff Tony DeMeo, this is official request. I would love you to write an article for the upcoming Pahrump Fair and Festival magazine that we put out. Wouldn't that be interesting?
It'd be fantastic.
I think it would be good. Okay, well, we'll have to call him just in case he misses this.
Okay.
All right, now this is something important that's happening in Pahrump for the first time. Safi foster parent training will be here in Pahrump starting on June 24th. The training will be held at the Nye Community Coalition located at 2280 East Calvada, Suite 103.
Now, training will be held from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. June 24th through the 26th. For more information, call 727-9970. They're asking that you please RSVP to 702-385-5331.
And there's a lot of people in Pahrump who are asking about fostering, and this helps them because they don't have to drive to Vegas.
Right.
Very
Great
good.
training.
All right, well, it appears that tomorrow is going to be just as hot as today. We will have your full forecast when we come back. Please keep it here.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body. For more information, you can visit their website at nevadadairycouncil.org.
All right, and a look at today's weather. Welcome back to News 46. The high today was 104 degrees with winds out of the west-southwest at 17 miles per hour, and the pressure is holding steady at 29.90. The UV index was super high today at 10, sunrise at 5:27 a.m., and a record of 112 degrees. Ooh, that's hot in 1961.
Didn't quite reach that today.
Ooh, I'll tell you. Well, now the low is not so bad, 74 degrees with winds out of the southwest at only 12 miles per hour. Sunset at 8:05 p.m. tonight with a record low at 50 degrees in 1991. Tomorrow, again, we are looking at 104 degrees with a low of 73. Winds, though, are going up to about 20 miles per hour. That might actually help a little bit. UV index still really high at 10. So everybody out there, please wear your sunscreen. Remember to reapply it every 2 hours if you are out in the sun. And a look at our 7-day forecast. Here we have it. Thursday, Friday, we have 104, 101. Saturday is going to be windy, but it goes down just a little bit to 98 degrees with a low of 69. Sunday, 98 degrees with a low of 70. And Monday, back up to the double digits at 100 with a low of 70. And it's looking about, 90s Tuesday, Wednesday, lows of 70, 67. So it's about average, a little cooler next Tuesday and Wednesday. But the worst weather, today's worst weather is Omega, Louisiana. Thunderstorms and torrential rain. No rain here in our forecast.
No.
Not at all.
I think we're a little under the amount that we normally have by this time of the year. Now, since the opening of the newly reconstructed Calvada Duck Pond, some people have noticed that the water level is a little bit low, and Nye County Manager Rick Osborne is going to explain that to us right now.
Well, as everyone knows, we did complete the construction on the ponds and refilled them. However, we discovered that there is a leak, and so that is why the water level is dwindling. We think we know what the problem is, and as soon as we get the ponds down to a level where we can make the repair to the ponds, we'll do so and refill them and hope we get it at that time. But that's the problem. There's been a leak discovered.
And now we're going to have our entertainment segment with our own Zach Fuentes.
I'm Zach Fuentes with your entertainment this week. Jackass star Ryan Dunn had a blood alcohol content that was more than twice the legal limit when he and a passenger died in a fiery one-car crash this week. According to a toxicology report, Dunn's Porsche may have been traveling as fast as 140 miles per hour in a 55-mile-per-hour zone when it jumped a guardrail, flew into a wooded ravine, struck a tree, and burst into flames in West Goshen Township, Pennsylvania. Ryan Dunn was 34 and his passenger, Zachary Hartwell, just 30 years old when they died early Monday after they left a Westchester bar called Barnaby's of America. Hours before the crash, Dunn tweeted a photo from the bar of the pair and a third man drinking. Glenn Campbell is living with Alzheimer's disease. Though Campbell was diagnosed 6 months ago, the 75-year-old rhinestone cowboy has spent over 50 years in show business. Campbell has released more than 70 albums. He has sold 45 million records and racked up 12 gold albums, 4 platinum albums, and 1 double platinum album. Of his 74 trips up the country charts, 27 landed in the top 10. Campbell is just going public now in advance of his upcoming farewell tour. The 38th annual Daytime Emmy Awards, hosted by Wayne Brady, was held this weekend at the Las Vegas Hilton. The winners include Outstanding Drama Series, The Bold and the Beautiful, Outstanding Children's Animated Program, Penguins of Madagascar, Nickelodeon, Outstanding Children's Series, The Electric Company, PBS, Outstanding Culinary Program, Avec Eric, PBS, Outstanding Game/Audience Participation Show, Tide, Jeopardy, Syndicated, and Wheel of Fortune, Syndicated. For more information and a complete list of winners, go to the Daytime Emmy website. A 21-year-old California girl won the Miss USA crown in Las Vegas Sunday night and will represent the nation in this year's Miss Universe pageant in September in Brazil. Alyssa Campanella of Los Angeles topped the field of 51 beauty queens to take the title at the Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino on the Las Vegas Strip. The big man saxophonist Clarence Clemens died from complications of a stroke. The beloved 69-year-old musician was born in Norfolk, Virginia in 1942 and met his most famous collaborator, Bruce Springsteen, at an Ashbury Park, New Jersey bar during a lightning storm in 1971. He became a member of the group later known as the E Street Band the following year when the boss began recording his debut album. For nearly 4 decades, Clemens provided the soulful blast that helped define Springsteen's signature sound. I'm Zach Fuentes, and that was your entertainment this week.
You know, my mother made me a country music fan, and I don't know if I'm giving away my age, but I used to actually sit and listen to Glenn Campbell in my room because he's a really good male singer, so I used to sing along with him, and you know, I love to sing anyway, but yeah, I used to listen to him a lot.
My dad listened to Glenn Campbell, but
oh no,
but I used to listen to him too. But I was never a country music fan, not until it became popular.
Pop country?
Pop country.
I was raised on a ranch, so I'm all with, you know, for the authentic country, but I really like the pop country too.
Like a lot of the folks out there.
I was
Authentic all the
country
way.
when country wasn't cool. you
Right,
know.
right.
Anyway, so yeah, and then the Emmys, you know, I do watch Young and the Restless. It's the only soap I watch, and they won Best Writers. So I was really happy for Young and the Restless. So all you Young and the Restless fans, they won.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay. Now, in the way of announcements, we have the American Youth Soccer Organization, or AYSO. They have sign-ups on the 25th of June from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at the public library.
And Thursday night at the Pahrump Nugget, Trunk Online presents a special election congressional candidate debate. So this is a big deal happening Thursday night. The doors open at 6 p.m., admission is free, and donations at the door will be donated to Meals on Wheels. The candidates are
Commander Kirk Leopold, Nancy Price, and Mark Armadetti.
And you can watch this event live on KPVM-TV, Channel 41, or Digital 46.1, or Cable 12, starting at 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. if you aren't able to make it there yourself.
Now, Nathan Adelson Hospice invites you to an interfaith gathering for a workshop focusing on suicide grief on Monday, June the 27th, from 10:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. Now, please RSVP to 751-6700.
And Miss Prom 2011 will be held this Saturday night. Wow, it's already here.
Right.
Amazing.
Great show, too, everybody.
Yes, it'll be this Saturday night at the Rosemary Clark Middle School at 6:30 p.m. Tickets are available at the Best Western and Wolfie's, and they are $15. DVD copies will also be available for $25 for order. And apparently, the pageant has been taken over again by the original people who were holding it. So it's supposed to be a great event again this year.
Right. Oh, well, it was a pretty good event last year, but this year should even be better. And they are also selling tickets at the door. So if you don't get to Wolfie's or Best Western, they will have tickets at the door at Rosemary Clark Middle School at 6:30 p.m.
Yes, remember that it's at Rosemary Clark this year. All right, well, that does it for this edition of News 46. I'm Rhonda Van Winkle.
And I'm Janet Arrett.
From everyone here on the Hill at KPVM, we wish you a safe evening, and we'll see you here again tomorrow night. Until then, good night, Pahrump.